Hey guys, it's Zach here, and I have something I want to ask you guys about what I should do. So, my sister Emily, Sam, and I live in this townhome that we are renting. Well, Emily left to go to Florida, and she took her items out of her room and left. But because she couldn't get out of her lease in any way, she had to pay it, and her room stayed open. So what we did is we used it for storage as the year went on. Well, Emily, although is coming back up here to live, there is the summer break, and Sam and me have extended our leases to cover this summer break, but Emily did not. Well, one day I noticed that they had, when everybody else was moving out, they had a person going through and checking all of the rooms and stuff like that, and we actually didn't think that they would check due to the fact that well, we lived here. You know, they might check, but we were waiting for a notice or something because we had a cat. And although we're not supposed to have cats, many people do, and we didn't think that it was going to be a big deal. Well, one day we come home and I wanted to iron my shirt for work, and we go up to Emily's room, which had the ironing board in it, and it was locked. And neither of us locked it behind us because we kept the door open, because now we had submitted the key, and we want to make sure it stayed open because we can adjust the heat. Well, the upstairs heat. Well, and we were using it for storage. Besides the point, all of a sudden the landlord knocks on our door, and it was early in the morning, so we didn't answer it. And they leave, so then Sam goes and sees what's going on, because I was going to sleep because I work later in the evening, and Sam was up earlier. Well, it turns out that they found out that we had a cat, and that we had to get rid of it. But I've been trying to find a way to get the cat back, and I think I might have, but I want to ask if it is a good idea. So I told my grandparents the story, and they said, well, it's illegal for your landlord to come in the house without giving you a notice. I said, really? So I went online and I went through the states and seen what the landlord has to give us. And in Minnesota, it is a reasonable notice. Granted, they came in when neither of us were here. We were both out and about in the early afternoon, and when we came back, we figured that's the time when they found out. Well, it says in this thing, when you have your right, it says if your state requires your landlord to give you only reasonable notice, you'll want to know how this translates into hours and days. 24 hours is about right. In some circumstances, less notice, say 10 to 15 hours, might be fine. For example, think twice about objecting if your landlord finds out Thursday evening that an electrician is available Friday morning to install the extra outlet that you requested. Except for an emergency, less than 4 hours notice is not ordinarily considered reasonable. They came in here without giving us a notice prior to. Also, this is kind of a road bump though. Like I said, they had a different person checking out the houses. He wasn't exactly the landlord, but in this case, I believe the landlord should have still given us a notice that somebody was going to be here to close that door. And they can't say, oh, well, we didn't know that no one was living there because we had signed our lease prior to them coming in. So, I'm going to ask you guys, what do you think that I should do? I don't really want to get a lawyer involved because they're very expensive, but I do think that if I did get a lawyer involved, I could win the case and maybe possibly get money for it. Or should I bring it up to the landlord and request that I can bring my cat back in? Otherwise, I'll sue them because they came in without reasonable thing, and that is illegal. Also, I've noticed that my landlord, previous to that, it was 1 o'clock in the morning and I was taking out the trash. I had this window open right beside me, going about my business. I was sitting on the computer. I said, oh, I gotta take out the trash. So I grabbed the trash bag, I go out the door, and the landlord is over in front of the other townhouse, but peeking through our window. And I opened the door, and he's looking right at me. I said, hi. And this is 1 in the morning. He goes, gives me like the, hey buddy, and takes off. Literally walking very fast, very suspicious. Another night, it was 11 o'clock at night, the landlord is out here looking at all of our car window stickers to make sure that we're here. Now, in the requirements, it says that, now this is hours that the landlord can enter your house, but it says reasonable times, weekdays 9 to 6, and Saturdays 10 to 1. Now, they have never told us that they would be out there checking our cars late at night, nor did they say they had any sort of security or anything. So, how would you like it if you looked out and your landlord was checking all the windows of your cars to see for a sticker at 11 o'clock at night? I mean, I understand the reason behind it, but at the same time, it kind of is making me kind of creeped out, kind of creepy. And also, about how would you like when he was out there at 1 o'clock in the morning? That's getting a little too late, and he's looking through our window. So I don't know. Is this something that I should bring up? I don't know the way to go around it. I don't know how much a lawyer would cost or how much compensation I could get, because I think that it's something that I need to shove in their face, because it kind of pisses me off that they're so unprofessional about it. I had no written notice that they were going to come up and check the bedroom. Do they need a written notice to check a bedroom? Either way, they're entering our point of home, and if I don't have a notice and I'm carrying a gun and somebody walks in my house without a notice that it's the landlord, technically it would be called breaking and entering, and I could probably shoot them. It'd be their own damn fault. Anyways, guys, tell me what you think I should do. I'm kind of up in the air about it, but I don't know. Let me know, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. I'm curious to know what I should do.